This conference will now be recorded.
Good morning, this is Jack from Charting the Markets, and this is the pre-market webinar for the morning of Friday, the 30th of August. My disclaimer, I do this for educational purposes only. I'm here to share my technical analysis with you. I hope you can take some of what I'm doing and learn from it, transfer it to your own charts. I'm not here to issue trading signals. Right. Yeah, okay, yesterday's... Obviously, today is the day before a holiday. Monday is Labor Day, and we're likely to see holiday tape today. The volume is likely to be low, and we will see how it goes in terms of where it actually lands. But the fairly light bias would normally be higher, and holiday is likely to accentuate that and make it stronger. So on ES, we've got a buy signal here, which has made target, leaning towards seeing a retest of the all-time high in the next 2 or 3 days. Haven't seen that yet, but it's, I think, a pretty good chance we're going to get it. NQ has broken up. This has been trailing. I was reading one thing that someone had sent yesterday saying NQ had really caught a bid. Actually, it hasn't, but it is trying to break up from this little ball flag. I'm more doubtful about seeing a retest of the high here unless this really catches a decent bid, which it hasn't yet. RTY, no current divergence, leaning towards seeing at least a retest of this high here, possibly a retest of the high if that catches a bid, which I think is more likely than NDX. YM, I think we've now made the new all-time high on YM. We'd already made it on Dow, of course. So beautiful double top there. And have a look at my post that I published at lunchtime yesterday. I was talking about, I had a very good look at election Septembers, and actually out of the last 6, 4 of them have closed down, and the other 2 didn't go up significantly. So actually, there's quite a strong bearish lean. That's important because we haven't got a bad-looking bearish setup building up here, but I'll come to that on the RTH charts. On DAX and the STX, DAX is continuing higher, so we'll see. The STX higher as well at the moment. Might see retest of the all-time highs on those 2. We shall see. Not a lot of movement yesterday. Not quite as much as I expected, really. But I'm still leaning towards seeing this all-time high retest. We'll see how that goes. Okay. Looking at the bigger picture. On ES, we've got hang on. We've got an RSI 5 sell signal, which is now fixed. We've got on SPX, we've got an RSI 5 daily sell signal that's now fixed. Now, these have been less reliable over the last year. Usually, most of these will make targets. Even over the last year, we've only had 2 fails, but we have had 2 fails. Over Dow in the same period, I think we had 5 fixed, and they all made target. But here we had 6 fixed, and 4 of them made target, but 2 of them failed. So that's just a mild warning sign, but I think there's every reason to believe this one is going to make target. So that's what I'm expecting. In terms of the smaller picture charts, 15 minutes, not much to say really. I'm trying to establish a new support trend line. We've still got a nice looking double top here, but I'm not expecting it to play out yet. SPX on the 60-minute, we've still got an RSI 14 sell signal, but that's now reached the possible near miss target. Looking at NDX, on the daily chart, no current divergence, and this is the only one where we're not likely to develop any RSI divergence, but there's a pretty good chance we'll get them on all 3 of the others. But this one has just been too weak. Hourly chart, 6-minute sell signals reached the possible near miss target. 15-minute, not a lot to say. We haven't actually made a lot of progress apart from breaking up from this, and let's have a quick look at the trend line that would make. So that would be a moment. Is there a reason to think that this might be a channel? I don't think so, but possibly. No, not really. But keeping an open mind on it. But the main thing is the flag has, for the moment, looks as though it's broken up, and I'm expecting to see a retest of this high. Chances are we're going to see those regardless in the next 2 or 3 days. Looking at Dow. We've still got a possible RSI 5 sell signal brewing, and that hasn't fixed yet, but it's probably going to. Hourly chart, we've still got a 60-minute sell signal. This one has not yet reached the possible near miss target. 15-minute, not a lot to say. Went a bit higher there, and that's what has got us the YM touch of the all-time high. Let's have a look at IWM. IWM on the 15-minute, not really a lot to say. We've got this very nice channel here. I've got channel support in about the 217 area, 217.4 probably actually, and I've got resistance up here in 227. If this channel can hold, it provides a good path for this to go back and retest the 2024 high, which would be very nice to see, as it would set up another very nice looking double top setup there. So, which would be obviously, second high of this one. No divergence on the 60-minute. If we do retest that high, this one here, 222.45, then we will set a possible RSI 5 sell signal brewing there too. All right, great. Let's have a look at DX. Now, DX, I was talking possible IHS neckline yesterday, just over 101.5. We've got a perfect touch, and we may well be forming a right shoulder now. We've got a possible RSI 60-minute sell signal brewing, which hasn't fixed yet, but I'm leaning towards this being an inverted head and shoulders. I don't know if that's going to break up and make the full target, which would be up in about the 103 area, but I think it's got a pretty good chance of forming. We will see. ZB still looks like a bull flag, but not quite as nice as it did yesterday. Let's just adjust that line. But still looks like a flag forming. Could just fail directly, but it's not a bad looking flag, and it looks very much like a consolidation before a retest of the high. We will see. CL, we had a little head and shoulders. That failed. That's going to target back up at a retest of the monthly pivot again, and we may well be seeing that soon. NG, we've seen a bit of a rally here. Could this still be an inverted head and shoulders? Not really, no. I don't think this is. I think this is just too extended on the right shoulder. It doesn't look like an inverted head and shoulders anymore. So I'm writing that off, and I'm leaning towards seeing a retest of this low. GC still looks like flag forming. Looks as though it's pretty close to setting up a retest of the high. Might give it an opportunity while the dollar is pulling back a bit. SI lost in space. Nice looking setup on the upside, forming a decent looking setup to the downside too. Not really moving much. Indecision. HG, we could be forming a reversal pattern to take this lower. So keeping an open mind, 60-minute buy signal has reached the possible near miss target. USD has broken down a bit, could be a bull flag forming. GBP USD has broken down from a head and shoulders with a target in the 1.3075 area. This could well make a target. USD JPY is broken over the declining resistance. That's not necessarily hugely significant, but it's not been showing a lot of enthusiasm about retesting this low. And of course, DX has been in an upswing. USD CAD, nice looking inverted head and shoulders, which broke up. Don't know if it's going to get any further. Might just reject back into the low. But for what it's worth, that's got a target up in about the 1.354 area. Australian dollar. Possible double top forming. NZUSD could be reversal action. We will see. Nothing particularly obvious forming. KC, we have little head and shoulders here. It's a nice one. We've got a target down in the 242.5 area, and we might still make that. 6-minute sell signal fixed on sugar. This has made a nice move up towards this double bottom target, which I've got in about the 20.5 to 20.6 area. I'm quite liking that target, but I would note the 60-minute sell signal is fixed. CC. Keeping an open mind, no current divergence, but this could go lower. But I think this is actually now a little too large to be a bear flag. CT broken up from a double bottom and is thinking about breaking higher. I think there's got a pretty good chance that it will break higher, or it'll retest this high and then fell. ZW, nice looking rally here. 60-minute buy signal has reached the possible near miss target. Corn, buy signal long since made the target, and we're now up to a potential inverted head and shoulders. And Soy, which I was concerned was forming a bear flag, has seen a bit of a rally too and actually made the double bottom target pretty much as I'd written it off. Possible 60-minute sell signal is brewing on soy. Lumber, holding the monthly pivot so far. If that holds, this can continue going up. Live cattle is backtesting the broken wedge resistance. I'm looking higher from here. Decent looking double bottom resistance in about the 182.5 area. Lean hogs is going higher, no current negative divergence. Wouldn't be hard to get some, but at the moment there's nothing really here disturbing the uptrend. Okay, great. Let's have a quick look at questions and have a look at ES. Okay, we've got 2 days of holiday tape here. We've got some nice looking topping setups that are forming. I wrote the post yesterday, have a look at it, because I was running the stats for election Septembers and actually they're bearish. So there's every chance that we'll see this month close down. We haven't got a bad setup forming. We've already got negative divergence on Dow and SPX. If we're going to set up a really decent bear setup, we would see a retest of the high here on SPX. Ideally, get one on RTY as well, possibly NDX. So I'm thinking 2 or 3 days more upside. We've got the ideal opportunity while we've got holiday tape, and I'm thinking we may well see that. We'll see whether the market can deliver. Okay, great. All right, I'll have everything posted as soon as possible. Everyone have a great weekend. I'm certainly going to have one, and back is much improved today, which is great. That's agony. Backs are agony. All right, cheers guys. Catch you later.